Alright, everyone. Sorry about that. This is actually my very first time playing this. So I apologize for the mess up. Okay. I apologize for
Take that!
Bingo. I wasn't thinking straight before, but now it's all falling into place. We know that the victim had stepped into the spring. That means Maya Fey had to have been standing in the water as he approached. However, his memory, which has only now become clear, reveals that Miss Fey was standing by the side of the broken lantern. In other words, she was standing where she was supposed to be according to custom. No. This is where things take a completely different turn, and I mean that literally. The victim had to have been moving towards the spring. That means that while he was moving, he had his back towards the turned towards the accused. Exactly. Actually, it does appear. It's just that no one noticed until now. There was a moment when the scripture the victim was holding was all we could see. Thanks to that, not one of us could tell us that he was, in fact, turning around in that moment.
Objection! Objection!
Objection, Your Honor! I don't need to explain anything, because it's just as you said, Prosecutor Sonamine. Her benevolent insights do not make any sense because they contain a huge error. Insolence, you say? I think not. Gladly, Your Honor. The huge error just happens to be the crime scene. And in fact, Here we go. The number of people there. I believe this is what happened at the scene of the crime. The victim was reading a sutra when suddenly he sensed someone behind him. He immediately looked back to see someone dressed as Lady Kira standing there. Wishing to see who it was, he approached the robed figure. That is when he was stabbed. Oh, but it can. It is. The inside stating the accused stabbed the victim is absolutely wrong. And that is the real truth lying behind the testimony of the dead. Absolutely. There was someone else at the scene of the crime. Yes, you have, Princess Rifa. Managed to define the true meaning behind the seance vision somehow. I should add these new facts to the court record. Your benevolence, please allow me to take it from here. I will overturn the brash accusations of this faithless, putrid-minded lawyer. Putrid, you say? I think not. Sure about this, Prosecutor Sunamine? I've learned to perform last rites for souls in trials lacking a seance. I have with me a forensic investigator from overseas. Emma? It can't be. I guess he really does think highly of Emma and her forensic expertise. I'm impressed that he's come to understand their value. Then again, he is an international prosecutor who solved tough cases around the world. Time to hunker down, huh? Very well. Could defense please tell us who the third-party custodian Kira was? Your new claim has negated the insights of the royal priestess. So I trust you have some evidence to support it, correct? Yes, I do, Your Honor. This third party must have really wanted to kill the High Priest. I might be able to identify who it is if I had the evidence of their murderous intent. Very well, Your Honor. Oh, I know exactly what it is as well. The evidence that can reveal the identity of the third party is this.
Take that!
3 days before the purification rite, The victim received a warning letter from an unidentified individual. Yes, he did. Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the High Priest. Question is, why? The letter said, do not perform the rite. But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the High Priest was murdered. Person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. That is what we don't know, at least not right now. Why would she have killed the High Priest? Excellent question, Your Honor. Maybe it would help to think of it this way. What if the High Priest had secretly been a rebel himself? That would give the person disguised as Kira an absolutely excellent motive. It is possible. I too found it hard to believe at first. But as I continued my investigation, it started to become more and more plausible.
Objection!
I don't like where this is going. One moment, please, everyone. Defense's claims are but vile blasphemy, tantamount to spitting on the Holy Mother. Is it really that big of a deal, Maya? Seems so. Do not let this turn into an international incident. Prosecution's assertion that the accused killed the victim remains unchanged. The victim was stabbed in his abdomen How is that possible when he had his back turned towards Miss Fay? Someone else must have killed him.
Objection!
Yes, I am sure about that. Quite sure. The karmic flow of this trial is, as yet, still in my hands. How can he be so confident? A deluded fantasy? I don't think so. I shall prove that by calling a new witness to the stand. An eyewitness who will deliver a definitive answer that will dispel the defense's doubts. An eyewitness? Very well. It's him again. Please state your name and occupation. He must be the escaped prisoner.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. You're letting an amnesiac testify? Well, it is true he has utterly forgotten his name and past. His memory of what he witnessed is still very much intact. Concerning the dearth of information, and a new knowledge may be of help. Therefore, I will permit his testimony. Now, Mr. Imus, please tell us what you saw. That night, I was up at the top of Mount Pony Pony, the mountain next to the inner sanctum. I hate crowds, so I climbed up there to pray in peace. I know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around, I used my binoculars to spy on the right at the inner sanctum. That's when I saw the accused stab the high priest with a dagger. I don't buy it. There's no way you saw Miss Faye stab the victim with a dagger. They must be talking about that smaller mountain from the poster. Mr. Imus, I was wondering. The inner sanctum lies at a high elevation where clouds and fog can obscure the view. Are you sure you're able to see what happened from the mountaintop next to it? That's a good point. His what's on a raise is an excellent question. The time on the right, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I had a perfect view. No, believe me, check the weather forecast in the paper that day. Yes, we do. Maya. Let's see. Weather forecast. Calm, clear skies. Wait a sec. It would appear that the witness has offered testimony worth hearing. Didn't you already question the witness? How was the accused holding the dagger? Was she holding it underhanded, its blade protruding from the bottom of her hand? A reverse grip.
Hold it!
Hold it. Hold it right there. What bearing does this have on any part of this case? Why don't you enlighten me, oh enlightened one? That was a bit excessive. I simply asked what the dagger grip had to do with the case. How the accused held the dagger is of vital importance. With such information, we can infer exactly what action she took. You were saying the victim was killed while he had his back towards the accused. Is that correct? Yes. As such, the accused's dagger grip tells us something very important. Sorry about that, everyone. One sec, everyone. The accused approached the victim from behind, swung her arms around him, and plunged a dagger deep into his abdomen using a reverse grip. I don't buy it. Thus, Mr. Imus' testimony clears up any doubts that might remain. I don't buy it. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Gladly, Your Honor. And I'm gonna find out who this guy is as well. And I have a feeling it happens to be that escaped prisoner. I also think he was the one who actually killed the High Priest. Question is, why? Hold it! Are you sure you're not mistaken? Was it really Mount Pony Pony that you climbed? I don't buy it.
Hold it!
Hold it. If you hate crowds, why bother climbing to the top? Can you just as easily parade at the bottom of the mountain? Into your epic event? When to parade as close to the actual thing as possible. If you're so gung-ho about it, why didn't you go pray at the Plaza of Devotion? My burning faith demanded that I climb up the mountain closest to the inner sanctum. Also, no, it's a no-no, but because there was no one around.
Hold it!
Hold it. Since nobody was around, there was nobody who could corroborate your actions either. In that case, let me ask you this. Was there a reason you didn't want to be seen? You recall climbing the surrounding mountains on the day of the Wright and get in big trouble. That's it? I don't buy it.
Hold it!
Hold it. You got a pair of binoculars with you? That's pretty convenient. You weren't planning to spy on the right all along, were you? Bird watching, eh? I see. He's sketchy as hell. I don't really have anything I can sink my teeth into yet. Same here, Maya. showed it. Did you really see what you say you did? Yes, I am. Oh, I think he's got plenty of reasons to lie. I didn't expect there to be any witnesses way up there. I know. I have a feeling that the witness is lying. There has to be some kind of inconsistency somewhere in his testimony. Let's take another look at the court record. I'm not buying it.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Your Honor, I had my doubts about this bushy-bearded witness, but now I know we can't trust him. Not at all. It's much more than your sketchy appearance. It's your sketchy testimony. One sec, everyone. Yes. Recall how the inner sanctum was that day. Specifically, that it was completely enclosed by the ritual curtain. The curtain would have been completely blocked and would have completely blocked the witness's view from Mount Pony Pony. Therefore, he couldn't possibly have seen the murder happen. Witness, have you been knowingly making false statements to this court? You didn't actually see the accused herself? What's that supposed to mean? Fine, fine. Witness of the murder, the night of the murder, amended. I saw that their shadowy silhouettes projecting against the ritual curtain. The figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear and still night. She was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accused reversing gripping that dagger. Shadows. That's what you saw? I could see what was going on with the shadows projected on the ritual curtain. In the future, witness, I would rather you offer accurate testimony from the start. You have to be kidding me. All I can think of is to look for inconsistencies between the actual Wright and what the witness says he saw. Gladly, Your Honor. And I'm gonna find out who this guy is as well. So I already know he is not telling the truth.
Hold it!
Hold it. So what you saw were simply shadows? The shadowy figures on the bright white curtain. They showed through plain as day. I could see everything that happened. The Miss Faye and the High Priest were at the top of the mountain late at night. The only light up there could have come from 4 small lanterns. How could the shadows have been projected that cruelly onto the curtain? Skeptical. I don't see anything wrong with that. The lanterns weren't the only sources of light. The figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear and still night.
Hold it!
Hold it. You claim to have seen shadowy figures that were projected onto the ritual curtain. But did you really see them, witness? The bright moonlight projected them onto the curtain clear as day. It's like watching a scene out of a horror movie from my front row seat. I guess the moon does shine a bit brighter when you're way up there. Maya, do you recall how bright the moon was that night? Thank you. We can't deny that the moon was really bright. Which means it is possible that it was bright enough to cause shadows to appear. I'm not buying it.
Hold it!
Hold it. Hang on. How do you know it was Miss Faye if all you saw were shadows? Her hair is actually in a bun. Ooh. Maya definitely taught him. She's not a little girl anymore. She's 28. I'm afraid it doesn't work that way, Maya. Now he claims he only saw shadows. He saw shadows? His testimony has sketchy written all over it. There has to be an inconsistency in there somewhere. Agreed there, Maya. Was he really watching everything from the mountaintop? If so, then I should be able to see his. I should see how his testimony lines up with the conditions of the Wright. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. You saw silhouettes projected by the moonlight? Sorry, but that's just not possible. How is it not possible? Let's take a look at this Wright's guide, shall we? The Wright is held when the moon is directly over the summit of the mountaintop. So if the moon was shining from the west, any shadows would have been cast eastward. Mr. Imus was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on Mount Pony Pony. That's right. Our witness here couldn't have possibly seen any shadowy figures on that curtain. Sacred flames of the lanterns that cast shadows? I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation. However, the flames were too small to cast a crisp, distinct figure as Mr. Imus claims to have seen. I don't buy it. Maybe it was somewhere where they were visible. Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Your Honor, if Mr. Imus really did see those shadows, it brings a brand new fact to light. The brand new fact that comes to light, if Mr. Imus really did see those shadows, is he was somewhere else. He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder. Where do I propose the witness was? somewhere where he could have obviously seen the shadowy figures, naturally. None of the mountains east of the inner sanctum are close enough for a good view. That leaves only one place he could have clearly seen the shadows from. This is where Mr. Imus was at the time of the murder. In the inner sanctum. Mr. Imus was at the inner sanctum, just outside the curtain on the east side. It's the only place from which he could have possibly seen the shadowy figures. And a third party who was there, you mean? I get the feeling that a subject our prosecutor would rather not touch right now. That's right. This witness was at the scene of the crime. Which means he is the mysterious third party we saw during the divination seance. He could have been the one who dressed as Lady Kira and killed the High Priest.
Objection.
Allowed, perhaps, but somebody could have snuck in. Sanctum is sheer cliffs on 3 sides and a steep, towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the faces of those cliffs. To say Mr. Imus was at such an inaccessible location is but a bid to tarnish his credibility. Is that not right? No, it is not right.
Hold it!
Hold it. And what about the silhouettes you claim to have seen? What? No, I'm not trying to frame the witness. I'm just simply trying to state the facts. Unless I can show how he got to the inner sanctum, just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Imus. Settle down there, Maya. You're only making it worse there, Maya. Settle down. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep it to yourself for now. Yes, Your Honor. I wasn't the bad guy before, I definitely am now. Now, Mr. Imus, I'd like you to think back carefully before you testify next about where you were that night. Wasn't at the inner sanctum. Guess it might have been impossible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims. However, no. It's not time to end these cross-examinations. I can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum if I can't prove it. The problem is how am I gonna do that? We'll see about that. Hold it! You sure you weren't there? That is not true. I know better than bacteria virus. No. I am gonna make sure that I'm gonna pretend that was not said. Hold it. You just said your memory was fuzzy. What's the big deal? I'll tell you what it was. Your testimony isn't very credible if your memory of the events is fuzzy. Here we go again. If you ask me whether or not I remember what I did that night, I'd say I do. I'm confident that your testimony is true. Is that correct? Hold it. I wonder if it really was impossible for you to get to the inner sanctum. Couldn't there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention? Which means there is. I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory, though. Time to reach into my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention... Maybe you fell from the sky? Mr. Imus could have parachuted down. We already know the weather was clear and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say. Delusional? I don't think so. Wait, what's that building on top of the sacred mountain? Wait a minute. That's gotta be the prison. They did say there was a prison on top of the mountain. Bingo! Royal Penitentiary number 4. Princess Rafa mentioned there was a prison up there. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway? A helicopter. But only with authorization from the Minister of Justice. Rafa's father. He's the only one who could approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum. Please add that statement to your testimony. Hold it. You wouldn't need to flap your arms if you had some gear. Was there really nothing like that in the inner sanctum? What if there was something that could have been used as a parachute? Wait a minute! Right there! The Sanctum prayer flags. He could have used that as a parachute. I should give the evidence another look. Continue to claim the witness was at the inner sanctum. Yet, said claim shall remain but a claim without any supporting evidence. I realize that, Your Honor. I can't find any inconsistencies, as I can always try to elicit some more testimony. I already know what it is. Hold it. Or is it not scary? I'm not trying to set anyone up. I want to provide evidence and explain exactly how it was done. There might be some bad apples, but we're not all like that, you know. Thanks a bunch, Maya. Mr. Imus wasn't at the inner sanctum. Huh? Or more precisely, he couldn't get there? These kind of debates only get worse if you argue them the wrong way. I'll have to pry some conclusive testimony out of him, and then present some evidence. I'm not buying it. Bingo.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Imus is right. He couldn't have skydived there without any gear. Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is. That overreaction is a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence. Yes, they are. Yes, but they've been sewn together to create one big banner. A banner that can also function like a parachute. The people of Korean are so used to seeing prayer flags that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during their investigation. The witness landed at the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute. Is that right, Mr. Imus? Well, As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night. Thank you, Maya. Mr. Imus, you were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you? By accident? I don't think so. Homemade paraglider, huh? Paraglider? Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material? A paraglider would also work. Rode the wind like an eagle, going higher and higher from my earthly launching point. Then something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum. Just what? So you just happened to land there? Expect me to believe that? However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed. And it certainly warrants further explanation. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony. That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. But just as Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. You see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident. I don't buy it. Looks like that caught Prosecutor Sunny off guard. It's my chance to rip his case to shreds. And I'm gonna find out exactly who this guy is, too. Hold it! You were enjoying a trek through the night sky with your homemade paraglider? Here you go to pray? Paraglider. I didn't see anything like that. At first, anyway.
Hold it!
Hold it! Something terrible happened? Was there something unexpected near the mountaintop? Wait, you don't remember? An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum.
Hold it!
Hold it! What exactly was this accident you had? Gale force wind made me lose control. The wind was strong enough to make you lose control? I don't buy it. Okay then, please add that to your testimony. Gale force winds came out of nowhere, so I made an emergency landing at the sanctum.
Hold it!
Hold it! Had the wind been blowing the whole time around the mountains? That sudden gale force wind was a real shocker. I see. So a decent wind had been blowing until then. Paraglide is not much use without a decent wind. That's true.
Hold it!
Hold it. Where at the inner sanctum did you land? I guess that makes sense. So outside the ritual curtain, on the side where the moonlight shadows were cast. Wait a second. I'm not buying it. As I landed, I hit my head on a rock. I lost both my consciousness and my memory. Something seriously wrong with this guy.
Hold it!
Hold it. You're lucky to be alive after an accident like that. It's like these that separate the men from the boys. I would say you were incredibly lucky, almost miraculously so. Alright, Mr. Imus. It wasn't an accident, was it? You landed at the inner sanctum on purpose. His testimony is like a moving target. Gladly there, Maya. One thing at a time there, Maya. First I had to find an inconsistency. Where there is a constantly changing testimony, there are bound to be discrepancies and other issues. I'm not buying it. He's lying.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. We were saying in my country, Mr. Imus. From one lie sprouts another. It means someone caught lying will lie again in an attempt to conceal that first lie. In other words, this current testimony is just a blatant lie you're telling to cover your tracks. You claim gale force winds cause you to lose control. But this newspaper has the weather report from the day of the murder. It says the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today. From one lie sprouts another. Your Honor, the witness's testimony contains another flaw. One that's even more fatal to his cause. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Imus claims he was flying up around the inner sanctum in his paraglider. But it would be impossible to get all the way up there without any wind. Mr. Imus, how did you get there and from where? Without any wind, he couldn't have possibly flown up there from the bottom of the mountain. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is... Your Honor, I believe I have the answer to your question. To reach inner sanctum, Mr. Imus must have launched himself from here.
Take that!
If he couldn't have come from below, the only other option is from above. So you see, Mr. Imus came down from the Royal Penitentiary. From there, he could have easily reached the inner sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest. Mr. Imus, were you the third party at the inner sanctum? And the one behind the warning that to halt the ride that the victim received? Was it you we saw in his final memory? Are you really the rebel hunter, Lady Kira? Gotcha. What? He didn't even put up a fight this time. That's awfully generous of him. true identity. Not sure I know quite yet, but I guess I'll have to answer with something. Gotcha. Is this really him? This is going to be very helpful to our case. Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. A scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. It's all becoming clear now. A nighttime base jump from the mountaintop prison. Precision landing at the inner sanctum using only a homemade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or precisely a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. He's ex-military. To witness his stats about Arabelle, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group. Bingo! Exactly. Witness is an escaped prisoner. Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Meanwhile, he was right under our noses the entire time. Witness's charade is not all that. Has it been shattered? Is it defense? Please recall the defense's own words. Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the High Priest. The letter said, "Do not perform the rite." But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe this is why the High Priest was murdered. The person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. What of the witness's true identity? Only a paratrooper, or more precisely a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness is a prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group. He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not possibly have been Lady Kira, mortal enemy of the rebels. Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us with the truth? After all, he has yet to refute any of this. The razor-sharp fangs of the defiant dragons. That's Arabelle. When did you get your memory back? Are you prepared to tell us the truth now? Bang my head on impact and I'm unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my witness testimonies was a big fat lie. I thought so. They know each other? This filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell. Bailiff, seize him at once! Now! The will of the dragon? I haven't. No dogs of the grain regime are gonna lay a finger on me. What the hell? Whoa. Deploy all available resources. I want all units placed on high alert. The escaped prisoner escaped again. The police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long. The escaped prisoner escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker. He really pulled a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway? I can't help but feel this entire episode was an enormous waste of time. Perhaps it was not as great of waste as you might believe, Your Honor. What makes you say that, Prosecutor Sanemi? The prisoner dropped something as he made his escape from these halls. Wait a sec. That scrap of paper looks awfully familiar. What? The rebel leader? We only have a small corner of it. Wait a sec. I remember now. Your Honor, I've seen that scrap of paper before. I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that the prisoner dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says. Prosecutor Sonamine, if you please. What does it say? Using the lamplights as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the Wright's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape. So if I was to assume that the prisoner was the one who killed the high priest, then maybe it was because the high priest tried to thwart his escape plan. What? How can you be so sure? It could not have worked without the help of a certain individual. What do you mean? The High Priest? Faithful citizens praying in the plaza have had no cause to suspect anything. It is, therefore, unthinkable that the prisoner was the High Priest killer. The High Priest was a rebel. He numbered among the rebels who threatened our kingdom. I'm afraid it is so.
Talk to them!
No. And why should I?
Hold it!
Hold it. Hold it right there. Are you forgetting something important? Gladly, Your Honor. We cannot end this trial without looking into the murder weapon. The third party. I'm talking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the seance vision. If that wasn't the prisoner, then who was it?
Objection!
What? As I have maintained from the start. What? No third party in the seance vision? I disagree.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. There was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey. We all saw her.
Satura! 今おまどもさましで足し抜けたれ合戦をそろか
If the victim was near the spring with his back to the accused, what would he have seen ahead? Besides the water itself, there is nothing but Warbot statue. Precisely. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is a Warbot statue draped in her secret robes. The accused wanted the false Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision. Before she came from behind and stabbed the victim with the dagger in a reverse grip. Why would the accused want to do something like create a false Lady Kira? Showed to the victim as he was being slain. What reason would the accused have to fool the victim she was about to kill? It was not the victim she was trying to fool. It was this very court itself. What? Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked like another Lady Kira was there. And the defense was foolish enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise. You're saying it was a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused. A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to mislead us. I disagree! I'm not buying it! A deluded fantasy? I don't think so. everyone. I'm done for now. I might be returning a little bit later. If not, I'll be coming back tomorrow. Until next time, everyone, this has been a Sailor the Terror of Death 99, aka the Black Cobra, and I will catch you all next time. Until next time, everyone, sayonara.